All right. These videos are actually for my daughter. She's getting older, which makes me cry. And she's going to be learning to cook more and more. And she is an independent learner. God love her heart. I love her for it. She likes to do things herself. And with that, I like to respect that because, look, initiative doesn't always come natural to people. And she does have the initiative to do such. So, every now and then she'll tell me, just do a video and send it to me, or find a video and send it to me. And she'll watch the video, and then she's like, all right, I learned that. And then she puts it into practice. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm probably gonna split these videos up. I've been making potatoes O'Brien. I already did a how-to video for that for the freezer. And then the next thing we're going to do is I am going to take these frozen pork chops. Now, I do not eat them, okay? So, I know that we have a small family, and, you know, I can't apologize for that. God decided what size my family was. And right now, we are a family of 3 with a Bichon Frise. His name is Lazarus. Yes, like the Bible. And like in the Bible, Lazarus. And actually, that's how he got his name, is I named him after Lazarus in the Bible. All right, so I'm going to put them in 4s just to save, you know, Ziploc bags. They're already frozen, praise Jesus, so all I got to do is really just put them in the bag. I am not going to season them at all. And, you know, all I got to do is, like, grab 2 pork chops, right? So, the way we put things away, like many families, is if you take the time to go ahead and portion them out for your family, then it makes your life a lot easier. And you don't have to thaw out a bunch of stuff, you know? You can just thaw out what you want. So when I post this video, I'll say how much what per pound I got them for. Now, they weren't on sale. They're just regular. I bought a case of them because this and sausage really, I've already got chicken. So now that I'm trying to return to some of my kitchen, and I take breaks all day long. I've been off and on all morning already, and I'm up to this right here, working on this. So, and then I'll tell you how many I got out of all of this, but just 1 pork chop. Now, back in the day when it was just me and him, we would put away 2 pork chops at a time. Now that we're almost 50, we can see the error of our ways, right? Overconsumption at times. I can promise you, most people, unless you work, now if you work manual hard labor, you're probably going to need 2 pork chops. But if you don't work manual hard labor, you're not going to starve to death on 1 pork chop. I'm just going to tell you. You're not. You know, put some beans with it, you know, vegetables, and you're going to sustain life till breakfast the next morning. So, I think, now, have we eaten a lot of takeout in the last 3 years? Oh, yeah. And it's not because I wanted that at all. And actually, I've cried many tears because I could not serve my post at all. And let me tell you what, frozen, anything too cold or too hot. I need everything lukewarm or just cool. Because boy, does it set neuropathy off. That's the other thing that makes things difficult. We all live with something. Okay, one of mine, and we'll keep it at that, is neuropathy. And, well, I have it inside and out, all over my body. And it's a trip, I will tell you. But we all have something. We all have survived at least one something. And if you haven't, you will. Just give it time. These are bone-in, but like I said, just one pork chop for my husband and one for my daughter is all they need. So I'm only gonna, and you know what, they won't go through all these in a month because we eat like beans and potatoes or beans and rice. We eat like burrito bowls. It's simple food. We are not, can we cook like some really fancier meals? Yeah, but not like Food Network fancy or whatever. We just don't live like that. No offense to anybody who does and can, and that's your thing. Food is no longer our life. We just eat to live. It doesn't have to look swanky. It just has to sustain life. Like, oh, that's what it's for, right? And no, Lazarus, you cannot have a pork chop. So literally, all I'm doing and I sat for an hour, because of course these are frozen solid still. I sat for an hour to rest up from doing in and out and sitting of the potatoes because my endurance is an issue still. And to my knowledge and what I've been told by the doctor, that's just is what it is. Now, I do know that God is able to fully heal and restore my body 150%. And that sometimes doctors get it wrong. However, this I may be stuck with because we're at, well, it's been snowballing for quite some time. And this was triggered by, we'll say, an incident and leave it at that. And I don't think there's, I'm just having to wait. The waiting has been long and lengthy and painful, filled with suffering, restful with doubts, fears, all that good stuff, you know, the stuff we all do. And today is a stronger day for me, so I don't feel like I'm going to break down in tears or anything anytime at the moment. But tears of frustration flow at least every few days, and then it may be a day of tears. But, and I do ask the Lord, you know, I don't want to stop asking because persistence is found in the Bible. The little old, I think she was a widow. She was so persistent to a local official. I think he was a judge. She was persistent, kept going, and finally he set her free or whatever it was. My hands are so cold I can't think. Finally gave her what it was that what it was that she was persistent about. And so, that's kind of the way I'm approaching that, right? And I'm just being persistent. Okay, so it looks like, now each one of these bags are 2 dinners for my family. Yes, I know, if you have a small family, it's easy for y'all. Well, yes and no, but yes, it's easier, quite possibly. But, you know, I did grow up in a family that had 3 adults and 4 children in it, and I do remember that it's not easy for everybody. So, you know, so hold all comments because I am more educated than you think with larger families. But I don't have to do that for mine because I only have 3. However, I remember those days. Plus, God has brought me lots of learning along the way. Now I have 2 left. And so that will be dinner tonight. I'm going to set these in the refrigerator. And then I will let them fall in the refrigerator. And when my husband gets home from praise team tonight at church, I will make him, or he will make him, because he kind of likes to cook it. He likes to cook his steak and his pork chops. He enjoys cooking now because it's like an outlet. It's like a stress reliever. And so that's why he bakes, 1, to help me, 2, to cut costs, and 3, it brings him a lot of peace because he has to pay attention to what he's doing. And actually, my husband Clint has worked for doctors. Now I do the quilting, not him, but he fixes my machine. But he's worked for, you know, doctors, MDs, the nurse practitioners, nurses. They quilt and they cook and they bake because it brings them an outlet. Well, plus everybody's got to eat, but it brings them an outlet. And, you know, so he kind of caught the baking bug. He makes the best dairy-free flaky soft biscuits you have ever had in your life from scratch. Because mine has to be dairy-free. Hang on, I'm washing up my board and my knife here. I don't want to, there's some dishes in the sink, but I don't want to end up with a huge thing at the end. Now, once I put these pork chops in the freezer, I'm going to sit back down because that part of it was a 13-minute and 25-second task. And so that's kind of how my days are, you know, is I can't do it all at one time and on a schedule like I would like. Trust me, it's frustrating for me. However, I've had to just throw up my hands and say, okay, God, just give me what you need me to do today. And if it falls short of my dream or expectation of myself or what I felt like I needed to get done, then I just have to show myself grace, you know, and my family helps fill in the gap. And what does not get done, currently we're the only ones living here, and comparatively, nobody's showing up saying, hey, you know what, could we help? Now, right now, we're handling it. Those could we help days, they were much earlier. But God is, you know, take care of it. And sorry for the stove. These are old burners. It's an apartment. I'm going to replace them, though. I'm going to gift them new. So those 2 are going in the refrigerator. And yes, I breathe heavy. Not because I can't breathe, but because I'm moving around a lot more than what I used to be able to. And I get very tired. And so I'm breathing heavy, you know? I mean, I'm not gasping for air. But anyway, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 times 2 is 18. So there are 18 dinners of pork chops for my family. And I can tell you they're not going to eat 18 in an entire month. Because if they do, they will never get pork chops again. That's actually probably 2 months for our family. Because it would only be like once a week. Maybe twice. So if you do it like that, if it's like you do it once during the week and once on Sunday, maybe you make it Sundays on a rotation. For my family, that's 9 weeks. So that's 2 months. And for what I paid for it, I know I didn't. I'm almost sure I didn't spend over $22, maybe. We'll say 25 or less, because I know it was nowhere close to 30. But I'll put the exact amount later. So these are headed to the freezer, a couple bags at a time, because I really don't need to be lifting. So I'll probably take that amount. I'll make 3 trips. Okay. Keep your peace. Don't stress today.